56 Mavericks over the Clippers at halftime.
Very entertaining first half by both.
Oh, what a difference a few months makes. Because at the end of the last NBA season, which if you recall ended in the bubble playoffs, one of the teams that everyone was talking about and was sure going to be huge in the next NBA season, which is going on right now, was the Dallas Mavericks. Because while they did go and exit the playoffs in the first round, their last regular season games in their 7-game series against the Los Angeles Clippers proved that they were a team to contend with. And then this current season happened, and suddenly that's just not happening, which is leaving star player Luka Doncic very, very angry. Allow us to show you Luka Doncic and the top 5 reasons why he wants out of the Mavericks. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. Luka Doncic, the MVP of a terrible team. As we noted, there's a lot going on here with the Dallas Mavericks, and not a lot of it is good. At the end of the 2019-2020 season, they were 43-32. Not the best record ever, we grant you, but it was still an improvement over previous years, and just as important, it helped show that Luka could lead a team to the playoffs, and then do good in those playoffs. In fact, he set records for scoring in his first playoff series. If it weren't for injuries and some key scoring rushes by the Clippers, the Mavs could have easily won that series. So going into this season, a lot of people were saying that the Mavericks were going to be a top 3 team in the league, likely behind the Lakers and the Clippers, but instead, they're currently 10th in the conference and have a record, at the time of this video being made, of 13-15, which means that the Mavericks have to win 30 more games just to match their record from the shortened season. And if we're being honest here, that doesn't look like it's going to happen at present. Now, to be clear on something, Luka Doncic is having an MVP caliber season. The 21-year-old star of the Dallas Mavericks is eclipsing franchise records and is on his way to a second consecutive All-Star Game selection. He leads the Mavericks in virtually every statistical category: scoring, rebounding, assists, etc., which is great, and something you'd expect from an all-star player, and someone who is clearly a dominator on the field like Luka Doncic is. But the problem is that the rest of his team isn't keeping up. That in turn is making Luka try and force victories on his own. And as Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and more will tell you, that's not how you win championships. Even his coach is worried. I'm concerned that the load he's carrying is a difficult load to carry on a game-to-game basis, Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle says. I've got to try to get some more balance in our attack. It's just a lot to ask of Luka to put together 40-point stat stuffer nights on a night-in, night-out basis. I feel like we've got to do some things to get other guys helping with carrying that load. If you want a better metric of things, during a 5-game span, Doncic totaled 186 points, a franchise record, and had 3 games in which he scored 40 or more points, including a career-high 46 points against the New Orleans Pelicans. In 3 games during that run, he accounted for over 50% of the Mavericks' total scoring. In that span, he scored 118 points and dished out 32 assists that accounted for 78 more points. He does it all, teammate Dorian Finney-Smith says of Doncic. I guess guys could step up, but Luka does it all. Rebound, pass, he got the ball in his hand most of the time, so I think we got to do a good job of making it easy for him. To be fair, Finney-Smith is at least trying to do his part, but the others on the squad aren't doing so, and that's causing problems. Number 4. Failure of a supporting cast. If you look at NBA champs, you'll see start players, sure, but you'll also see supporting players who held in big-time moments. Stephen Curry is a beast, but he didn't win a title championship without Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and later on, Kevin Durant helping him out. He's a brilliant shooter, but can only do so much in the last NBA Finals. Jimmy Butler tried to do it all for the Heat, but failed. Meanwhile, LeBron James has Anthony Davis, and more helping him out, and thus, they won the title. Many people felt that going into this current NBA season that the Mavericks had almost all the pieces to do well and go deep in the playoffs. But it's just not looking that way with the supporting cast right now. Drawing the most criticism of late is Kristaps Porzingis. The Mavericks traded for the former All-Star to have him be the Robin to Doncic's Batman. At times, Porzingis looks engaged and in tune with the offense. A recent 36-point performance against the Pelicans is an example of his clear skill on the court. Other times, though, not so much. And when he's not there, it doesn't help the team. And recall he is a $158 million investment that the Mavericks took on to support Luka. Porzingis entered the season recovering from surgery to repair a torn meniscus in his right knee that he sustained in the first game of the playoffs last season. Porzingis openly admits that he's still working back into a rhythm from the surgery. He knows how important it is for the team that he is able to return to form and rekindle the spark he and Doncic had last season. I think you can see in the bubble the first glimpse of how we are capable of playing together and what we are capable of doing, Porzingis says. When we get going like that, we're knocking down shots and making the extra pass. It feels so easy and natural. Not every game is going to be like that, but I believe we are on the right path, and we're going to keep working on that chemistry and making sure that both of us are playing at a high level. A nice thing to say, yes, but actions need to speak louder than words. What's more, even if Porzingis is firing in all cylinders, him and Luka can't score all the points. It needs to be more than just these two. And so if the other starting players and the bench players can't step up, forget making a deep run in the postseason. They won't even be in it. Number 3. Lack of effort. A big low point to the Dallas Mavericks was at the end of the month of January. They were on a 5-game losing streak despite the efforts of Luka Doncic, and during a press conference, he made it very clear how angry he was about the situation. Terrible, Doncic told reporters with a stern tone after the game. There is really not much to say. I never felt like this. We gotta do something, because this is not looking good, and we gotta step up and just talk to each other and play well better than this. It's mostly effort. Right now, it's looking like we don't care, honestly, Doncic continued. More energy, more effort, dive for every ball, box out, everything. There's a lot of things that we can improve, and I know we will. And that's all that matters there. It's never good when a younger player, no matter how much a star he is calling out veterans to let them know they need to put in more effort. But in this case, it's true. Many supporting players aren't putting in the work or the effort to help win, both on offense and on, number 2, defense. In truth, there are 3 or 4 main ways to play basketball. All offense, the current Mavericks squad, focus on defense, the bad boy Pistons, do a mix of both, Michael Jordan Bulls, or just blitz everyone and keep the pace up so high that they can't keep up, Showtime Lakers. The Mavericks may be making a show of things in their games, but they lack defense, which is what cost them in the playoffs. Their coach tried to switch over to a more defensive play style in this new season, and it's hurting them because they're not adapting to it or putting in the effort to make it work. Without strong defense, they'll be relying on Luka more to go and score all the points. As we noted, that won't work for long. Number 1. What can the Mavericks do to turn things around? Luka leaving the Mavericks right now isn't an option, but the Mavericks can work to make Luka happy. The first thing is, as noted before, getting the rest of the team to step up, because without them, they're all screwed. Another thing the Mavericks can do is give a shot in the arm to the team via a big trade. It's unclear who they would trade for and who they'd give up, but if they do it right, they can get help for Luka, added offense and defense to the team, and give them the chance to succeed. The season isn't close to being over, and the Mavericks can still make the playoffs, but it'll take a lot of pushing and willing to make it happen. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Luka Doncic and how things went from him being on the perfect team to him wanting to have the changes done so that they can actually win? Can you believe the drastic shift in the Mavericks over the course of the last few months? Do you think that what happened in the bubble was a result of time as much as anything else? Where do you see the Dallas Mavericks ending up at the end of the season? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.